We've got some race-swapping fun in this latest look at Strange New Worlds Season 3, straight out of San Diego Comic-Con. Well, hey everyone, I'm Nick and welcome back to the channel. Well, we had San Diego Comic-Con over the weekend and we had a whole ton of new Star Trek news to talk about. And starting off with some Strange New Worlds news today, we have a cool sneak peek scene to have a look at for one of the new episodes from Season 3 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. We're going to take a look at that bit by bit, chat about it as we go, and see what we might be in for in this new season of Strange New Worlds. Over the course of the next couple of days, I'll be talking about Starfleet Academy. I'll be talking about Section 31. I'll be talking about Star Trek Lower Decks. All new content to have a look at, teaser trailers, announcements, all sorts of really cool stuff to discuss on Star Trek, courtesy of Comic-Con 2024. In our first piece of news, we know at the end of Season 2, Nurse Chapel went off to do a fellowship under Dr. Roger Corby, who she later became engaged to. Well, we now know that actor Killian O'Sullivan is playing Roger Corby in Season 3 and will be quite a prominent part of the story for the new season of the show. Well, look at this beauty. Nubio, makers of quality timepieces, have teamed up with Star Trek to create an exciting new collection inspired by the spirit of exploration. The Magellan Automatic Starfleet Limited Edition range is a uniquely cool blend of style and functionality that come in 3 Starfleet division colours. There's Warp Blue, Explorer Yellow, Danger Red, and also Beam Black. And with only 200 of each available, they'll definitely go fast. Every piece is crafted with high quality stainless steel, a hardened mineral lens with anti-reflective coating, and Swiss luminous hands and indexes. The strap is durable rubber, all powered by Japanese automatic movement, a watch as reliable as the Enterprise herself. With only 800 made mounted in a sturdy Star Trek case, secure your Magellan Automatic Starfleet Limited Edition now with the link in the description and an amazing 50% off the normal price. Boldly go where no one has gone before with this striking timepiece you'll treasure forever. Let's take a look at this new sneak peek scene where it's a bit of a spin on a previous Star Trek Strange New Worlds episode. Remember that episode from last season where we saw something go wrong with Spock and he became human for an episode. He lost his Vulcan ears, he had to wear a beanie. We had the Vulcan Spock becoming 100% human. And we seem to have a little bit of a spin on that episode for this sneak peek scene and this episode of Strange New Worlds. Rather than a Vulcan becoming human, we've got a whole group of humans becoming Vulcan. So let's take a look at this sneak peek scene and see what it is all about.
I was able to jury-rig the Kirkovian serum that turned human Spock back into a Vulcan. Should be able to do the same for us, only in reverse.
The sensory change is brief. The feeling is instantaneous. I will guide you through the sensation until you are acclimated, which should not take long. Physical adjustments follow soon after. I would suggest a deep breath. By the time you reach 3, it should be over.
So we actually get a mention of that past episode, episode 5 from Season 2, which was entitled Charades. We get Nurse Chapel referencing the serum or whatever that she's using in this instance to turn our human crew members into Vulcans.
1, 2, 3.
My emotions feel
overwhelming. I cannot handle this.
It would appear that Uhura has a brand new hairstyle for Season 3. I gotta say, I love her hair in Season 3. This looks great. Obviously, they're trying to maybe slowly adjust her hairstyle over the course of the series so that by the time we get towards the end of Strange New Worlds, her hair will look closer to how Nichelle Nichols' hair did in original series. And I kind of feel like we're into Season 3 now, so I kind of feel like we needed a little bit of a hair adjustment to Uhura to just nudge her a bit closer to her TOS hairstyle. I can already tell this episode is going to be a funny one. Obviously, that last episode from Season 2, Charades, was a kind of a quirkier episode. And I kind of definitely getting vibes here in this episode that it's going to be one of those sort of slightly tongue-in-cheek episodes with a bit of humour wrapped up in it. These episodes are always a bit of fun, and they always maybe require just a little bit extra of suspension of disbelief, just for the sake of entertainment value.
You don't feel anything?
No. And to be honest, I'm a little jealous. That looks like fun.
This feeling is unusual.
My perception has increased.
Everything I once found dull now seems to be
Fascinating.
It appears that Uhura isn't the only one whose hair is slightly different in season 3. It looks like Dr. Mbenga has grown his hair out a little bit from the last season. It's looking a little bit different. This seems like it's going to be fun. I'm liking this vulcanization of our regular characters here, although I'm not quite sure how the genetic modifications in the serum that Nurse Chapel administered, how does that change the hairstyles? I get that it adds, maybe the eyebrows and the pointy ears, but suddenly Pike's hair and Uhura's hair and Lan's hair and everything are just completely different hairstyles when they stand up again. I get the science of the serum, but the fact that it also changes people's hairstyles is, again, one of those situations where I sort of mentioned before, we kind of just have to suspend our disbelief just a little bit extra to match the, these kind of more quirky episodes.
Poop.
I wonder if the serum did not work on you because you're lanthanite.
Honestly, I had the same problem with LSD in the 1960s and the 1990s and last July.
Oh my God, Pelia is a crack up. I love this character so much, and I just really hope that she gets a bit more time in the spotlight than she did in season 2. I think these little moments with her being just so super quirky and the way the character is written makes me laugh out loud every time. So, Pelia is great. I just hope that in season 2, we get to see more of her.
Since Pelia cannot become Vulcan, I can cover her part of the mission.
I suppose I can direct you from the bridge. 5 Vulcans should be more than enough down there.
4 1/2.
Spock is only half Vulcan, whereas the 4 of us
Are fully Vulcan.
Is that not logical? Spock.
Indeed, it is.
Do Vulcans get pissed off? I think so. Looking at Spock's face in the end of this scene, like he's not overly impressed by the way his crewmates are suddenly treating him as like a second-class citizen because he isn't fully Vulcan. I think everybody's doing a great job to put on that Vulcan persona. There are certainly some characters, like Lan, who is very sort of, a bit straight-laced and down the line and very officious and everything. Hasn't got as far to stretch as some of the others in terms of their Vulcan presentation. But I think, they're all doing a great job, and this is going to be such a fun episode to watch. I'm not entirely sure this music works for Vulcans. It sounds like a track that would probably be more appropriately used if they were all transformed into Klingons. It's not the sort of track that you would really associate with Vulcans. I would have thought something, maybe calmer, more classical perhaps, would be more of a Vulcan style of music. This music sort of denotes, the group of tough, badasses, but Vulcans aren't necessarily that way inclined. So I kind of feel that this slow motion walk down the corridor with our crew to this music doesn't really suit Vulcans. I think this is a bit of a misstep in this moment in terms of musical choice.
Wow. Your ears are so pointy.
Number 1, 4 1/2 Vulcans to beam down. Energize.
Love that we're seeing Scotty here in the transporter room. He's obviously seems to be going to be our transporter chief for season 3, which is great because no doubt we will have somebody at some point during the season say, "Beam me up, Scotty," which they never said in original series. It became a catchphrase of Star Trek, but it was something that I don't think was ever muttered in terms of a line of dialogue in the show at any point during original series. Now that he's part of the crew for this new season, we should be getting it at some point, you would think. I love the fact that Spock still seems to be quite irritated by this constant reminder that he's not fully Vulcan.
Status report. Mitchell?
They've entered the structure.
That was fast.
All areas inside the structure are secured.
Well, this will likely take a few hours. There's a very complex...
Radiation normal.
What? Already?
Enterprise. The energy system is now repaired.
All atomic levels are nominal. The energy source is functioning perfectly.
You sound upset.
Well, yeah. They're making me look bad.
Again, how great is Pelia? It's just so awesome. And I love the fact how absolutely efficient our away team is being. Now that they're Vulcan, everybody's working to such a high level of efficiency, and they've achieved their mission in such a brief amount of time. It's kind of quite mind-boggling, and Pelia can't even comprehend how they've managed to do it quite so quickly.
We have completed the mission. You may return us to Enterprise.
Thought this would be a bit more exciting. But whatever. Hello, shore leave.
I haven't even broken into a sweat.
Welcome back.
I believe we will still be able to reach Permanente 3 within expected travel parameters.
I like the fact as well in this clip that we didn't get to see what they were actually doing down on the planet. They just left that to our imagination. It's almost like it works better not seeing what they're up to and just imagining them achieving everything in such a quick amount of time, in such a high level of perfection, that they've just done their job efficiently and come back in almost no time at all. Got to say the Vulcan costumes also looking pretty cool in these in the sneak peek scene as well. I think all of our crew look very nice in their Vulcan outfits.
I'm almost disappointed not to be able to take further advantage of my temporary Vulcan abilities.
Agreed. My communication style has never been so efficient.
How was the mission for you, Mr. Spock?
Ironic, because I was constantly reminded that I was logically the least Vulcan member present.
Don't worry. That's about to change.
And much like our charades episode in season 2, I kind of feel like things maybe aren't going to change quite so soon. I think there's far too many jokes to be had at Spock's expense for them to change back to their normal selves quite so quickly. And it will be very interesting to see how this plays out throughout the course of the entire episode.
Any second now.
There's Chapel. What was that subvocalization?
What do you see?
For reasons unknown, the Karkovian serum does not appear to be working. It appears that we will remain Vulcans indefinitely.
Love the sneak peek scene, so good, can't wait to see this episode. Hopefully we don't have to wait too long for Star Trek Strange New Worlds to hit our TV screens again, but I'm guessing it's probably going to be early in 2025. We know from some announcements at Comic-Con we are getting season 5, the final season of Lower Decks in October, so I think it's going to be early in 25 before we see Strange New Worlds, but it's looking like it could be an interesting season. Guys, leave your thoughts in the comment section and let me know what you think about this sneak peek scene for Season 3 of Star Trek Strange New Worlds. We'll get chatting about that. And if you haven't subscribed to Sci-Finatics yet, don't forget to do that as well. Click on that big subscribe button to stay current and update with all the latest Star Trek news on YouTube. There's a lot of news coming out from Comic-Con this weekend. I'll be doing videos on that for most of this week, so keep an eye out for those. Don't forget to check out that great watch deal from Nubio. Link is in the description, 50% off. And also check out my merch in the merch store. Plenty of cool t-shirts, hoodies, mugs, caps, you name it. Plenty of nice stuff there for you to check out and help support the channel as well. I'll be back very soon with the next video. I'll catch you guys then.